afford to miss it. Beautiful ashes, get addicted, get addicted, get addicted.
Good evening, listeners. Good evening. Welcome to Beautiful Ashes. So, it's another Thursday evening. And guess what, my listeners? Guess what, viewers? It is pre Valentine Thursday. Yes. Do you realize that next week, Monday, is celebrated as Valentine's Day? It's the day of love. It's love day. It's a day when guys buy girls roses and chocolates and do things to express their love. And of course, females do things to express their love for their significant other too. So I just thought this evening we would have some light moments talking about love, crush, and infatuation. Yes, because I am sure that you, all my listeners, you must have experienced some kind of crush in your lifetime. You must have experienced some kind of infatuation. And some of you have experienced real, true love. Now, my listeners, this evening, I want you to share with me about your experiences with love, infatuation, and crushes. Yes. So, I can tell you that when I was growing up, I had some crushes. Yes, I had some crushes, but I've been trying to remember, my listeners, who are the persons that I had crushes on. But let me tell you, I believe that everyone, whether you are a male or a female, you would have experienced some crushes in your life. Someone may have had a crush on you. You may have had a crush on someone, and you may have experienced infatuation. Let's be honest with ourselves. And those times when you were experiencing those crushes, and those infatuations, you thought it was the real thing. Yes. So I want to just give you a definition of crush and a definition of infatuation. So they say crushes and infatuation go hand in hand and they are very similar. However, crush is defined as a brief but intense infatuation for someone, especially someone inappropriate or unattainable. Infatuation, on the other hand, is defined as an intense but short lived passion or admiration for someone or something. Now, crushes. How many of you, ladies and guys, have had crushes on your teachers? We can start right there, because I am sure that many young girls had crushes on some of their male teachers. And many, many young guys would have had crushes on their teachers, albeit that the teacher may be older, would be older than they are, but it didn't stop them, right? So I remember when I was going to teachers college and I went on teaching practice. I'm not going to call the young man's name, but I remember there was this guy in one of the grade 9 classes that I taught, and he had a crush on me. Yes. And I remember one day, I used to wear skirt and jacket with an inside blouse. And it was hot that day. It was really hot in the classroom. And I took off my jacket, and the young man was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die." So I was concerned. I didn't know what was happening with him. So I went to him and I said, What's wrong? Are you okay?" And he said, "Miss, I see you without the jacket," and my heart just flip flopped. I was like, "Oh my God." But years later, I saw him one day and he came to me and he said, "Miss, can I call you Charmaine now? Because I'm no longer your student." And I said to him, "But you would always be a little boy to me." He said, "Well, miss, from that day, the first day I saw you walked into my classroom, I've liked you since then, and I'd like to date you. Can I date you? I laughed and I said, listen, as far as I'm concerned, you're still a child. Okay. So get that out of your head. So there, he had a crush on me. And I am sure, to be honest, I know that I had a crush on a teacher too. Yes, and it's natural. It's a very natural thing that young girls will have crushes on teachers and young boys will have crushes on teachers. You may have, it's a lot of times when we have crushes, you experience crushes, it's usually someone, as was said in the definition, it's usually someone that is unattainable, someone that's kind of out of your reach. So, how many of you have had crushes on movie stars? Many of us have had crushes on movie stars. Let me tell you, my greatest crush was on Elvis Presley when I was growing up. Yes, I loved Elvis. I loved him. I crushed him so badly. When he died, I was so heartbroken. But as I grew older, I realized that it was just a crush. I was not in love with this man. I knew nothing much about him apart from what I read in the tabloids. So there, I could not have been in love with him. It was just a crush. But crushes, they seem real when the feeling can be so intense that you may mistake it. You may really think, oh, this is true love. But as time goes by, you will find out that it's just a crush or an infatuation. So, listeners, viewers, I'm inviting you to share with me this all the talking about crushes, infatuation, and love. I want you to join me this evening. You may WhatsApp call 876 434 5005 or 876-810-5011. For those of you who have joined me on YouTube, you may just type your message and I will read it. Let's have some fun this evening and talk about crushes and infatuation. And also, for those of you who are on Facebook, if you have joined us, you may also type your messages. But if you feel like going over to the phone line and call us, I would love that too. So let me remind you of the numbers now. It's 876-434-5005 or 876-810-5011. Remember now, we are talking about love, crushes, and infatuation. Yes, I think that I remember my teen years. In fact, I may have been crushing from even before I was a teen, but those were wonderful years. Those were years when I had no care in the world. Yes. And when you crush, it felt so intense. It felt like the real thing. And you're sure at that time, love, I have found the one. Yes, he's got to be the one. He's tall, dark, and handsome, and he's everything that my eyes can behold and then some. And then one day you wake up and you realize, oh my God, I don't even like that person. Because you know what? When we develop a crush for someone, it's usually a person that we see, we admire, we like the outward appearance of the person, but we don't know too much about the person. Because guess what? What is going to define whether or not it is love or crush? As time goes by, when you know that person, if you get to know that person, you may find out the things that you find out about that person. You may find out, I was mistaken. But if it's true love, You will find out that whether or not this person, whatever faults and shortcomings this person have, your heart is willing to accept that person. Your heart is willing to embrace that person. That's when you find out that this is more than a crush. This runs deeper than a crush. This is true love. Yes, that is what, because true love will stand the test of time. Infatuation comes, bam, and infatuation goes, bam, just like that. Yes, but the feelings, the emotions that they invoke, they can be so intense and so strong that you think that it's the real thing. So I am waiting to hear from you. I'm waiting for you to call me this evening to share your experiences. Share a crush story, share an infatuation story, and you can share your love story too. I'm listening. Let me remind you that if you are viewing on Facebook or on YouTube, you may text, send me, just write something in the chat and I will read it. Or you may call listeners, viewers, 876 434 5005 or 876 810 5011. Now, the 434, you call us WhatsApp. The 810 4011, you can call us WhatsApp, or if you're in Jamaica, you can call us straight. All right. But WhatsApp is free. It costs you nothing because you're already paying for the data or the internet. All right. So let's just have some fun this evening. Very soon I'm going to put my producer on the spot, So I'm telling him from now, he must have had a crush at some point in his life. He can't tell us, listeners, viewers, that he never had a crush. You know something? I was reading earlier, I was reading about crushes, infatuation, and stuff. And even persons that are in a committed relationship, a marriage or so, they sometimes develop an infatuation for someone else or a crush on someone else. It may be just that, oh, they saw this person, they met this person, and they enjoyed being in that person's company, and they look forward to being in that person's company because there's a rush. The endorphin just kind of make a rush into your system, and yeah, and the endorphin is a feel good, um what they call it again, hormone, yes. And the hormone, the endorphin, right? And so yes. So but so I guess maybe it's not wrong to see someone and develop that little thing. But what would be wrong is if you act on it, and if you feed that feeling, if you feed it, then that's where you're going wrong, right? But as a teenagers growing up, tell us about the crush that you had. So, unlike crushes and states of infatuation, love truly sees and accepts the object or the person of their affection. Love is an intense feeling of deep affection. It's patient, it's understanding, it's forgiving. Love desires a deep connection, while infatuation craves physical interaction. That's the truth. Infatuation is more on the physical thing. You want to be in that person's company all the time. You want to talk with that person. You want to be seeing that person all the time and stuff. And then one day, guess what? You find out that you've just seen too much of that person. Bye bye. Enough of you, and that's it. That's it. I want to remind you, because I was told the other day that I don't repeat the numbers often enough. So I'm going to repeat it again so that my listeners and my viewers may catch the number. Put it in your phones and give us a WhatsApp call. It's 876 434 5005 or 876 810 5011. So Let's look at some signs of crushes and infatuation. While you get yourself ready to call me, let's look at some signs of crushes and infatuation. But before I get into that, I just want to once more welcome you, my listeners. Welcome to MPM Gospel Live Radio. Welcome, my viewers. This is Beautiful Ashes on MPM Gospel Live Radio. And of course, I am your host, Charmane. And at this time, I think it would be a good time to just take a little break and then we get back into the signs of crushes and infatuation and love.
It's time, it's here, it's Beautiful Ashes, an inspired and motivational program dealing with real issues, real women, and real talk. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. on NPM Gospel Live with your host, Charmaine. You can't afford to miss it. Beautiful Ashes, get addicted, get addicted.
So, you are an eBay and Amazon fan, but you don't know how to ship your things to Jamaica? Check us out at Sanders Import. For all your shipping from eBay and Amazon, we will get your goods to you in the shortest time possible. You don't have a credit card? Come, we can help you. Check us out at Sanders Import. Telephone 876 434 5005. Sanders Import. Where would you want to be? Dubai? Paris? On a beach? There is a better place. Join Sister Kim on Mondays to Fridays, 7 a.m. on MPM Gospel Live Radio for your morning devotion in His presence. There is love, joy, peace, and purpose. Join us every morning, Mondays to Fridays at 7 a.m. on MPM Gospel Live Radio for your morning devotion in His presence with Sister Kim.
Let's Talk Church. Let's Talk Church Live, an interactive, energetic, exciting program talking about the issues that churches face, the issues that we face as Christians. Young, old, middle-aged, it doesn't matter what demographic or status. Let's Talk Church Live, every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Let's Talk Church Live with your host, Bishop Waynell. There will be invited guests on occasions as we talk church live. We will discuss real issues that we face in the church, real issues that either cause you to love or hate the church. Let's Talk Church Live, every Tuesday and Thursday evening from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Let's Talk Church Live.
Okay, so welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Yes, we are tuned into MPM Gospel Live Radio. And I just want to welcome you wherever you are listening or viewing from. Welcome. It's always such a pleasure to be with you. Remember now, this is Beauty for Ashes, and I am your host, Charmaine. So remember, I'm giving you the opportunity this evening to call and to share. Remember that we are talking about love, crushes, and infatuation. So if you want to, you may call me on 876 434 5005 or 810 5011. So guess what? We have a caller. Hello, you are tuned into MPM Gospel Live Radio on Beautiful Ashes. Hello.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon. I'm Craig Gordon.
Hi, Craig. How are you?
I'm fine so far.
Wonderful. Thank you for calling. So we are talking about love, crushes, and infatuation, Craig. Have you ever had
Yeah.
a crush on anyone?
Yes, I do.
You want to tell us about it?
Okay. Yes, I remember. My wife before we get married.
Uh-huh.
I remember the first time I saw her,
Uh-huh.
and I was at work. At that time, I was working at the bauxite company,
Mhm.
and I went on a break. Went out by Discovery Bay. Hello.
Yes, I'm listening. Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes. I went out by Discovery Bay, and I saw her, and I
Uh-huh.
turned to my friend and said, "Yo, the girl that look pretty, man. You never want that girl, you know."
Wow.
Yes, and I remember to cut long story short, I was up by my brother. Yes, up by brother Xander there, and back then he used to get a lot of stuff from abroad and food for the poor and stuff like that, and like clothes and shoes and etc. Different stuff. And I remember I went through that barrel there, man.
Uh-huh.
When he got the barrel, I went through the barrel and I took out a nice pair of shoes and a nice jeans, and decided, all right, I'm coming to look for this girl. When she saw me, man, she I mean, I look like a rich kid, at that time, it's food for the poor. shoes, I think I have all it. Yes, man, well clean, and I talked to her and stuff like that, and I remember one day I make a date with her,
Mm-hmm.
and making a date, you're gonna dress nice because it's a first date.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I need a shoes
Mm-hmm.
because the first shoes that I wear, I can't wear like that.
Oh.
I need something else. But at that time, it was a lot of shoes my brother had.
Uh-huh.
A lot of shoes. And so ironic that most of the shoes could actually fit me.
Uh-huh.
So I took another one. Yes, and set myself and told her that, all right, we're going on a date.
Mm-hmm.
So I came and I meet her and we take a taxi. And I head straight to St. Anne's Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Come off the taxi because at that time maybe she was thinking that yes, maybe it was a Chinese restaurant or someone Ocho to have some ice cream and stuff like that. No. I wanted to test her also. For my first date, you know where I went?
Uh-uh.
I went to Juicy Beef Patty shop. Yeah. That was the first place I brought my wife. Juicy Beef. Yeah. And we went inside there and I ordered 2 patties, 2 cocoa bread, and 2 box drinks. And we sat down and have a nice talk and eat. And I realized that she didn't offer puff or nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
She was fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? I promised her. I said, oh, you know what? The next date, I'm going to take you somewhere special.
Uh-huh.
This time. The next date, same thing again. I came back down in a different suit, and take a taxi straight to Brownstown, Juicy Beef Patty Shop in Brownstown. Again.
You were taking her to all the juicy beef.
All the juicy beef, and until this day, she has never complained about it.
Wow.
Never
Wow.
complain about it, and she enjoyed herself.
Mm-hmm.
She did enjoy herself.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she did enjoy herself.
So you know what that tells me though, Craig, that it may have started as a crush, but it moved on to true love.
It moved on to true love,
and very quickly too, because I don't know if a guy took me. I'll tell you my story after you're finished with yours. Invited me and where he took me and what I said.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed your story. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure that you guys are happy together because if she could have stayed with you through 2 juicy patty dates,
Yeah,
Then
two.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you see, I've wanted from way back then to take her somewhere passionate, but it's like she's not the type of person where really for that. I
Okay.
remember once I was planning something, and not even that. I remember one day I went to a store and I saw a nice shoes, a nice slippers.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Aliester slippers, and I bought a slippers for $4,500.
Mm-hmm.
Take it home, saying that yes, my wife is going to be happy because you know what? Cut long story short, most of what I learned how to treat a woman
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that is not from my parents.
Okay.
No, it was from my brother. I admire the way how
Not the
he
one
and
I
Auntie
know.
Kim. Yes, 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 Waynell. Yes, I admire the way how he and his wife live. I've spent most of my time with my brother,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never one time hear he and Auntie Kim in an argument. Never.
That's
He and
wonderful.
Auntie Kim, I've never. He, he and Auntie Kim
That's
in an
great.
argument.
That
I've
that
never heard her that. You know.
Yeah. So
And
tell me about what happened when you took the slippers home.
yes, and when I took the slippers home, I said that yes, my wife is gonna feel good about this and excited. You know, when I took the slippers, when I bring it home and show her, my gosh, she was like, first question, how much you pay for this? I said 4,500. The girl started to argue about it. It's too expensive if you know what she thinks for. I was like, babe, the buy your slippers, my God. I mean, and you see, whenever we had like a disagreement, I would normally use like my brother as an example.
Uh-huh.
I returned to her and said, you see, if it was brothers and Auntie Kim, Auntie Kim would be excited about it and stuff like that. Come on, you know. But I do love her.
That's
Yeah, man. And
wonderful.
yes, I do love her.
And
From the first time I saw her.
you know, she may complain about the price, but it's just because she's one of those persons that probably just look at the needs that are there and think that we could do so much more with it. But I hope
Yes,
that she knows though that she deserves to enjoy fine things in life because she deserves it. Every person deserves that, whether man or woman. And
it's
sometimes
true.
we have to look away from what is staring us in the face and do something outside of that. Yeah.
It's true. One last thing.
Mhm.
I remember one day I was coming from work, and I picked some bush, some rose. There are some little bush on the roadside that bear rose.
Uh-huh.
And when I pick it, and bring it home, she cherished that thing.
Yes.
Put
Yes.
it on the dresser
Mm-hmm.
until it dries up.
Yes,
I was
man.
like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
She did cherish that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So tell me, Craig, Monday is Valentine's Day. Do you have plans?
For Monday,
Mm-hmm. Or
really
you
and
don't want
truly,
to share it?
I need to remember that Monday. I need to realize that Monday is Valentine's Day because I'm so busy doing some work
All right.
and
Well,
stuff
now
like that.
you
I didn't
know,
see it.
right? Now you
Yes,
know. So surprise her. Okay.
yes, yeah.
You
I
do
will.
you
I
wanna
will.
do you wanna send out some Valentine's greetings to her
Well, yes,
or
no
to
problem. I could
anyone?
do that. Yes, I could do that. I'm shout out to my wife. Happy Valentine's Day when it's here, and I hope God will bless us and with health and strength so we can live longer to celebrate a time like this when it's here because
Okay.
it's a good it's a good thing.
It is. It is. All right,
Yeah.
Craig. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for calling. It was really a pleasure having you. And
Okay.
I
Thank
wish
you.
for you guys long, long life of happiness in health and strength. All right, and enjoy Valentine's Day when it comes.
Yes, and big up to my brother and his wife and mom and dad.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay,
Wonderful.
okay,
Okay, thank you. All right,
okay.
listeners, viewers, that was Craig Gordon calling and giving us his experience. And I hope you enjoyed listening because I most certainly did. I mentioned that I would say tell Craig what happened with me when the truth of the matter is I really had no romantic feelings towards this guy, but I knew him from college. And when I moved to Kingston to work, I met him again and he invited me out to lunch and he wanted to make an impression on me because he liked me. But really, I didn't like him like that. So we had Kenny Rogers restaurants, fast food place in Kingston at the time. And he took me to Kenny Rogers and I had to stand in a line and wait with him to get our order and stuff. So we ate. And when he dropped me back to the restaurant, I said to him, I can't believe you took me out to dinner, to lunch, to a fast food restaurant. I said, don't invite me out again. I know that was kind of cold. That was kind of cool, but I think really it's because I really had no romantic feelings towards him at all. And that was kind of just saying, yeah, I don't have no interest there. But I tell you that the first date that I went on with my fiance, my late fiance, he died, was when he invited me out to dinner. We never went to a fancy restaurant. They had some shacks in Montego Bay that used to do a lot of seafood, and we went there. And we had so much fun eating in that little shack. It was just so nice. But so you see, it depends on how the person feels. And it never bothered me. But I remember one day I asked him, and I said, but I think we were at a fancy restaurant this time. And I said, the first time you took me out, you took me to this shack. And now we're at this, I think we're at Le Chalet. And I said, what's up with that? And he said, well, I wanted to see the kind of person you were. If it was that you just wanted, all fancy stuff and things like that, but you just proved to be the kind of person that I really like. It never mattered. So I enjoyed Craig's Juicy Patty story. That was wonderful. So yes, we are talking about crushes, love, and infatuation. And let me just remind you again, listeners, viewers, that you can call just as Craig did. The number is 876-434-5005 or 876-810-5011. Now, remember now, we're talking about signs of crushes and infatuation. Crushes, the feelings come on fast. So when you have a crush on someone, that feeling comes on really fast. Infatuation hits with an out of this world intensity. You saw the person and you knew you had to have that person. It's like you call it love at first sight. The feeling didn't grow and it didn't develop over time, which is what happens. When you're in love, love grows and it develops over time. Infatuation, no, it doesn't. It's a very intense feeling. And like I said, I've had crushes. I've had infatuation. I've never acted on them. And as a teenager, you have a crush on someone. And like I said, I had a crush on a teacher. And in the classroom with the teacher, and when the teacher looks at me and calls my name, I feel my heart flutter. Yeah. But guess what? That's as far as it went. When I got to know the teacher as time passed, there was nothing there. It came and went as quickly or as fast as it came, it went. So I knew that, there was nothing lasting there. But funny enough, um, years after high school, I saw that teacher one day, and we used to be very good friends. We had a very good rapport. And I saw that teacher one day, and he said to me, "You're the only person that could have made an honest man out of me." I looked at him and I laughed and I said, "I guess you're going to be dishonest for the rest of your life." And that saying, for those of you who do not understand it, when somebody would say that to you, it means that you're the only person that he would have married. I'm the only person that he would have married, being making an honest man out of him. But yeah, so that's crushing and infatuation. Now I want to hear more stories, listeners, viewers. You have this golden opportunity to share with us this evening. Do not text my phone. For my friends who have my phone number, do not text my phone. I'm not looking at it. I'm giving you the numbers that you can call, WhatsApp call, straight call, or you can send a text message. The WhatsApp numbers are 876-434-5005 or 876-810-5011. 876-810-5011. If you are in Jamaica, you can also call that number straight, right? And for those of you who are on Facebook or YouTube, you can send me a text. You can say something in the chat, and yes, we will read it for you. Now, crushes and infatuation, they are short-lived. They come and go pretty quickly, usually in a matter of months. But guess what? Love stays. Whether the relationship works out or not, the feelings are always there to some degree. That is the truth. That is the truth of love. Sometimes they say that there's a thin line between love and hate. And so sometimes some relationships, they end badly. They end bitterly. And the persons may feel that intense hatred or dislike for each other. But when they're by themselves, the love, that feeling of love is still there. When they see the person, they may get upset and they may think of, the bad things that went on or whatever caused the breakup. And they will want to vent and they want to throw a tantrum or maybe, do things to hurt the person. But that's because the feeling of love is still there. So that thin line between love and hate, love doesn't really turn into hate. But when we want to mask the hurt that we feel, the feeling of hate presents itself to mask that hurt, but the love is still there to some degree. Now, when there's a crush or infatuation, we see perfection. It's more about the idea of the person than the person themselves. Yes. So remember I told you that I had a crush on Elvis Presley. Yes. And so I saw perfection. It was not knowing him because I never knew him as a person except for what I read on the tabloids. But in my mind, I didn't think that some of the things that I read about him, I didn't think that it was him at all because I had this perfect image of him. So when you have a crush on someone or you're infatuated with a person, you see them in a perfect way. The image that you have of them is perfection. So it's more about that image that you probably have ended up creating than more about who the person really is. Maybe you think you would look great together as a couple, or one or both of you have a certain status in the community or a high income. The mind creates and envisions the perfect life together and the happily ever after with the Prince Charming or the princess, right? And that's about what you think you can get or so. But it's not about the true love, because true love is when you get to know the person and it lasts. It goes beyond the person's faults, the person's inadequacies, the person's idiosyncrasies, all beyond those things. Now, I'm still waiting. So I see I see someone saying good night, but I know she probably has more that she wants to say. So, listeners, let me just remind you that this evening we are talking about love, crushes, and infatuation. It's our pre Valentine show. Remember, Monday is Valentine's Day. Yes, Monday is Valentine's
This
Day.
is MPM Gospel Live Radio, the best of gospel.
It's time, it's here, it's Beautiful Ashes, an inspired and motivational program dealing with real issues, real women, and real talk. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. on NPM Gospel Live with your host, Charmaine. You can't afford to miss it. Beautiful Ashes, get addicted, get addicted, get addicted.
Okay, so we are back. Yes, we are back. So, when you have a crush or infatuation, listeners, viewers, you get this crazy or irrational behavior sometimes. Sorry. Crushes can lead to stalking, intense jealousy, and obsessive behavior. Sometimes the intense feelings of crushes can also cause risky behavior and irrational thinking. All right? Remember those. Now, crushes and infatuation also is based on attraction. Crushes are often based strictly on physical attributes, since you really don't know the real person and there is nothing else to go on, sorry, except what you created in your head. The infatuation begins because you find that person beautiful, handsome, or hot, and you have that strong desire. Usually, the crush is someone who is out of reach for you. Those are some of the signs of crushes and infatuation. We have just a couple of minutes left, listeners, viewers, and I want to tell you about the signs, some signs of love. You are celebrating Valentine's Day, and I want you to know some signs of love. Feeling of love. Love feeling last. With love, feeling may last forever, but they with love, let me read that again for you. Feelings may not last forever. Okay, so Ruth, Sister Charmaine, you don't look old enough to have a crush on Elvis. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. You look like a teenager, my precious sister. God bless you. I'm enjoying all the way in England. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Ruth. Thank you so much. And thank you for that compliment. But okay, so my producer is saying it's his favorite aunt. Okay, Aunt Ruth. My producer says you're his favorite, so that tells me you're a good person. But thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you joined in this evening. Yes, so love may not last forever, but it lasts for a long while, whether you stay in a relationship or not. Love does not go away after a couple of months or because you realize they are flawed or the person looks less hot than you thought in the or you're with that person, and when a person wakes up in the morning the person has morning breath or things like that. Love does not go cold like that. Love outweighs or outlasts those things, right? Love accepts. So when you have love, when you're in love, you accept the person for who they are with all their flaws. um there's a song that says that I love you, with your imperfections, your beautiful imperfections, or something to that effect. I like that song because it tells me that when you love, you have to accept the person for who they are and realize that we're all flawed. All of us are flawed, and you must, if you love, you will accept. That's why, remember now, the Bible says that love covers a multitude of wrongs. Love is open and honest. It's willing to go deep. Love wants to share their hopes, dreams, fears, and hears about yours. You know, some people, I remember there was this guy that liked me, and he was a friend of a niece of mine, and they came to my house one day, and he never stopped talking about himself. And that was such a big turn off. He never took time to ask me about myself. He just kept talking on and on and on and on. And after he left, I called my niece and I said, wow, how does anyone put up with someone like that? Of course, he was nice, handsome, and everything, but I could never date someone like that. It would annoy the daylights out of me. But love wants to hear your dreams and your hopes, and will share his dream and his hopes with you too. And love only has eyes for you. Love only has eyes for you. If the eyes wander, then you're not in love. Love isn't blind to others' beauty, but love's eyes follow
This
their
is
heart. Yes.
this is MPM Gospel Live Radio, the best of gospel.
Okay. So I just happened to, I'm just saying love as eyes only. So I was talking to my husband the other day, and we're separated. And I said to him, for as long as we were married, you filled my eyes. I've never one day looked at another guy. And usually when we're together, and if I see a guy and he's handsome or he looks good, I'll say to my husband, look at that guy, him look nice. Or we would do that to each other, a girl or so. But it was like just nothing, because he filled my eyes all the time. So my producer gave me the wrap, and I can't believe that I chatted for so long. And I just want to say to all my listeners and viewers, if you celebrate Valentine's Day, and there's nothing wrong in celebrating a day that you just take time to express, we should always express our love for each other. But, just like on a birthday, you take time to celebrate that person's birthday. It's nice to take a day to just do something extra special to say, hey, you are the one that I love, and you are the one that fills my eyes. I'm crazy about you, and I intend to stay crazy about you. And if you have no one that you're crazy about and intend to stay crazy about, share the love just the same. Monday is Valentine's Day. I do hope you all enjoy your day. Share some love, share some happiness with your family, your and with someone out there. Share a smile. I remember some guys passed me one day, and they said something to me, and I turned around and I said, I love you. I love you all. God loves you even more. So that's it this evening, listeners, viewers, for Beautiful Ashes. Thank you so much for sharing with me this evening. I want to say thank you again, Craig, for calling, and Ruth for your comment. Before I go, let's close in prayer. Father, we thank you. We thank you that you are the author of love. You are the one that made love, and you are the one that has shown us what true love is all about. True love forgives. True love is kind. It's patient. It's not boastful. It's not easily puffed up. It's true love is just awesome because it's sacrificial. And Father God, we thank you that you have bestowed your love upon us. And I pray, God, that as we go through our lives, we will share the love that you have placed in our hearts with others. And we will open up ourselves to receive love also. Because, God, so many persons really do not understand that they deserve to be loved. God, I pray that you will touch those persons, especially tonight, those persons who feel as if they do not deserve love. Help them to realize that you have placed that void in their lives, and it's because you know that they deserve love. Bless us, keep us, guide us, guard us, and protect us. And as we go through life, help us, Lord, that we will shine and share your love because we represent you. In Jesus' name, amen. So, I just want to remind you, listeners, that MPM Gospel Live seeks to spread the gospel far and wide in many different ways. And as such, we crave your support. When you view on YouTube, you will see that we give, or on Facebook, we have that little streamer that tells you that you can support our program. But if you have queries, you may call our producer, Bishop Waynell, on 876 276 9604 or 876 434 5005. We crave your support financially and spiritually. So as you pray for us, pray and ask the Lord to touch you and to tell you how much you can give to support this ministry. God bless you. Stay safe. As we look towards another day, remember to join us tomorrow for all our programs in His presence, 7 a.m., breakfast hour, 9 a.m., and of course, the preached word, a moment of truth at 10, and Saturday, Ailey and Nathaniel at 4 p.m. with youth vibes. God bless you.
It's time, it's here, it's Beautiful Ashes, an inspired and motivational program dealing with real issues, real women, and real talk. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. on NPM Gospel Live with your host, Charmane. You can't afford to miss it. Beautiful Ashes, get addicted, get addicted, get addicted.